I feel like there's like a running joke with you being left off Bad and Bougie.
I ain't left off Bad and Bougie. You think I'm left off Bad and Bougie?
Say again?
You say I'm left off Bad and Bougie?
What you say?
You say I'm left off Bad and Bougie?
Yeah.
Do it look like I'm left off Bad and Bougie?
What'd you say?
Do it look like I'm left off Bad and Bougie?
Nah. I mean, that's one thing I like about the group, because ever since when you were in jail, even though you might see one or the other, y'all move as a collective.
All right, we got to wrap this up, though.
Okay. Oh, my bad. Have you tried to jump?
I couldn't
wrap
hear
it up
anything
then.
over there too. Close it.
Close it.
Hey, listen, man. I wish I could talk to the Migos longer, man. It's one of my favorite groups. I've been covering for so long. I'm glad they succeeded, man.
Hey, man, you guys are nominated tonight. Have a good show.
Hold on. Wait. No. Wait.
Where's their security guard? Where's their security guard?
Chill.
You never know who you will see at the red carpet, live at the BE.
episode of the J.Burnside show, man. I'm your host, J.Burnside, and I'm over here chilling, killing, whatever I want to say. I don't know how to start this shit off, but I'm here. Today is Monday, June the 26th. I normally don't do Monday shows, but after last night, I really had to talk about what happened and express what I felt about what happened over this past weekend. So, especially this whole BET, what's transpired at the BET Awards, and what went down and how it went down and who went down, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But before we get to the BET Awards, let's talk about what happened before the BET Awards. Meaning what happened. I think it was either Friday or Saturday, but there was a I'm gonna talk about the Safari and the Meek Mill situation. For people who don't know, this is a straight from my head, and but I saw the video a couple of times, so forgive me if I get it wrong, but I'm remembering what I seen. So in the video, and I think this happened in LA. Safari I think he's outside of a venue. He was chilling, hugging people, whatever, outside, and all that. And then all you see was a black truck or black SUV, whatever you want to call it. He is driving to somewhere of a driveway or drive to the curb of the venue. Now, check this. We don't know where the venue's at. I think they explained what venue it was and where it was. I know for sure it has to be in LA, but it so happened that Safari lives in LA, and I think Meek Mill was visiting to LA, but so again, the black car pulled, and you open the door, out comes Meek Mill. As soon as Meek Mill opened the door, all you see was at least two guys came from behind Safari and start fucking attacking him. Attacking him meaning jumping on this dude. Now, as they are jumping him, Safari is trying his best to run out, run away from them. They attacking. He was trying to move out, move as quickly as he can, trying to avoid getting hit. And I think they got a couple of shots, not only as soon as they got him in the middle of that driveway, but when he ran out. I think they caught him by the car too, and it wasn't until then. And then he wasn't until then that he somewhat escaped, because I think one of the people that fucked with Safari came to try to help him out, and then he got hit by a security guard and stuff like that. So that necessarily transpired. Safari later on, calling out Meek Mill, calling him a coward, calling him a bitch, calling him fake, calling him all types of names, basically telling his side of what happened, which we already freaking saw. He basically said the same shit. But once he, again, he talked about what happened and called, Meek Mill out on that shit. Now, I don't know what Meek Mill was doing in LA, but we may never know. He probably was going to LA to hit the studio, or he had probably a performance in LA. We don't freaking know. It was ironic that these two was at the same place at the same time. Now, what confused me and that still confused me. Let's think about this. The beef between Safari and Meek Mill started with Nicki. Safari felt some type of way that, Meek Mill is not dating Nicki Minaj at the time. And, Safari was, Nicki Minaj boyfriend / hype man, whatever. He says he helped her out with music. He ghostwrote some of her songs, but he played a really big to him. He played a really big part of Nicki Minaj's success. But since at the breakup, she went straight to another relationship in Meek Mill, and then they kicked it for a couple of months, or at least a year, until Nicki decided to end things with him. That's when the beef started. But now, when neither of y'all are even with Nicki, y'all still somewhat beefing, which necessarily doesn't make sense to me at all. What was the necessary purpose? Now, I don't know how Meek Mill is going to defend himself when it came to this incident, because clear as day, this is actually Meek Mill's team jumping on Safari. I'm trying to figure what was the purpose of jumping on Safari. What was the purpose of fighting him when both of y'all is not even with Nicki anymore? She left both of y'all. So to see y'all necessarily beefing over something that's not even the sole purpose of what y'all were beefing about, but I feel like it doesn't make any freaking sense. It really doesn't. Now, outside looking in, I'm the type of person that said, if you have a problem with somebody, let the person that has the problem with the person duke it out. We don't have no people jumping on people. They need necessarily spread out. Let these two duke it out. If they necessarily have a problem with each other. But it's crazy that they are beefing over somebody that both of them they are not even with at all. But who knows? Maybe it's not because of Nicki. Maybe because of something else, or whatever happened behind closed doors. I mean, they did talk mad shit about each other, while Meek was with Nicki at the time. So to see that transpired and all that, it's crazy. But outside looking in, Meek Mill, I didn't know what's that purpose for you to do that, or unless your team intentionally out of their own minds decided, let's jump on this dude. But that's still no excuse, because that's still your team. That's still your team. And then if you didn't want him to jump, you could have pulled him off. Like, yo, back up, chill. No, you didn't do anything. You just watched. So yeah, you had to be somewhat a part of it. So I'm just saying. But what do I know? Because I don't really want Meek Mill's team to be jumping on me either. Okay, they will. They have to. They have to. But shout shout out to Meek. I hope I work. I hope I work with Meek Mill one good time, man. I think he can. I mean, probably not gonna want to work with me now, but I hope I work with Meek one time, man. It's nothing personal at all. I still think he's a swell artist, but I think he just, for Meek, to me, it's like he was that guy that when he came out, I was everywhere. Like, okay, this dude got bars, this dude can spit. But lately, he just became for one I listened to, became the guy that just talk about what I got, what I have, who I'm with. F all of y'all who got a problem with it, which is fine, but it's so repetitive, you know. Actually have something interesting. It has to talk about something, talk about your life, but I think it's nothing really else to talk about. It's like he already said it. What? Said it plain and simple. What? I sold drugs, I went to jail, and now I'm necessarily rapping and doing what I do. Plain, like straight and simple, you know. But I thought low key he really had a story to necessarily can necessarily tell to the world, which would have been nice. But then again, I mean, he would have said his story by now, and he probably already did in his Dream Chaser mixtapes. So, you know, like you gotta think like, okay, all right, rap about my life or what I went through. What else to rap about? Oh, let's just rap about what I have. Just became just that rapper. And I ain't knocking anybody to do that. By all means, rap the way you want to rap, man. Rap the way you want to rap. But yeah, so that incident happened. Who else? What's else? Dang it, I forgot the artist name. Jesus Christ. Let me get to here real quick. There's a rapper / producer. No, not that one. Y'all forgive me, y'all, cause I completely forgot that rapper's name. Sony Digital, rapper / producer by name of Sony Digital, who went on Instagram and talked and basically went with somewhat on a rant about how really producers really doesn't really get any love. It's always the artists always to get that recognition, but it's never the producers to get that recognition. And for him, he feels like producers are just a part of the music, for just a part of the music just as much as rappers. So for them just to being a part of something great that people love and people like, it's kind of suck, because at the end of the day, the artists always get the trophies, the artists always get the awards, the medals. This is just achievements alone, and it sucks. And he feel like he thinks that producers should have their own award show because they are just a part of it. And for me, in my opinion, I agree with Sony Digital. There are some times that producers don't really get that recognition, but because they are just a part of the creativity alone when it comes to songs, and think about it, most of these rappers that's out there right now, they are necessarily getting on because they beat, not because they rhymes, which I'm not gonna say no names, but that. But me trying to be somewhat a producer, I'm in school for audio engineering, but I'll try to be somewhat a producer. I want to get as much recognition as I have. Like if I'm a part of something and I created something good, I felt like I should, should be necessarily appreciated. And not to say producers don't get their recognition by other artists and stuff like that, but it's not that you never really think of, okay, what actual award show that actually gives these achievements to these producers to actually working behind the scenes, and it's really not. But and I don't know if there is one or not. There probably is. It's just not as a nationwide, award like the BET or the Grammys. and all that. So I definitely agree with Sony Digital when it comes to that. I mean, give these producers their achievements, give them their trophies, man. They are part of something big, man. It's really, I mean, you can't tell me like for this, like say for instance, I feel like, and I ain't gonna speak for this person, but when I seen the breakdown that Key Wayne did when he was doing the song "I Don't Fuck With You" by Big Sean, and he was, basically, just kind of how I created, but he didn't say shit, but it's like kind of like snippets of it. And later on, Big Sean, playing "I Don't Fuck With You" at the BET Awards, and you have the whole fucking crowd lit to the song. Everybody was singing that song word for fucking word. They was fucking jamming to that song. And for a producer, it's crazy because when you look at that and you see what people get hyped for, it's feel warm. You feel warm inside. It's like, wow, I was a part of something that's something great that people like, that people love, that people necessarily sing along to. I'm a part of that. I'm a part of something that amazing. I have a whole crowd, a award show, actually singing the song word for word. Even though he's doing the freaking lyrics, I'm still was a part of it just for the beat alone, man. Because the beat is just important as the lyricism, just as the lyricism is more important, just as important for the beats. And for producers like that, man, they ain't getting their awards and not getting their recognition. I mean, their achievements. It sucks. But then again, it's not like producers don't get their. They don't get their. Okay, they don't get. I would say the producers don't really get their trophies, but they do get their achievements. And what I mean by achievements, because if they make a hit, a freaking hit, you do have them gold, platinum records to say, hey, you was a part of this. Here you go. Hey, yeah, you was a part of this. You had something to do with it. Here's a record for you. You was a part of something cool. And that's all great, and that's fine. But I feel like for Sony, I think in Sony Digital's mind, he felt like, okay, those are fine, but we actually want that platform, just like a BET award or a Grammy award or a Billboard. Hey, these are the people that necessarily created this beat for y'all, for the fans to love with the song and with the lyricism. And even though the records are freaking fantastic, if the Lord bless me to get a platinum record to hang on my wall or a gold record to hang on my wall, it's an automatic. It's a blessing for me. But if I wouldn't mind if they gave me a Grammy and saying, hey man, we like this your award because you earn it and you deserve it. So I mean, yeah, I get from Sony Digital's point, man. I really does. Especially when you come me trying to be somebody and try to be a part of something, whether I'm just enhancing the music or making the music. Just being a part of that is this freaking, magical, and it's dope, and it's well fucking worth it. Nothing would never be worth it more than being a part of something so good and so magical and so amazing that everybody in this city love your shit and fucks with it. So it's nothing like that, man. It really doesn't. And I haven't felt that experience yet, but I can see from another person's standpoint of when they make a beat and they see how many people fucks with it and jam into the shit. It's you can't feel nothing. You can't feel nothing but happiness inside. A warm feeling, man. A warm feeling. Okay, so moving on. Other than them two, let's get to the BET Awards. Now I'm gonna say this out, and I'm gonna say that out on a limb. I did not watch the BET Awards. The reason why I didn't watch the BET Awards because a brother do not have cable. I didn't have no cable to watch it, so that's That's what happened. But I think people was more talking about what happened outside of the awards rather than inside of the awards. I mean, not to say people wasn't talking about what happened inside, during the awards and all that, but more people are making memes and stuff like what happened outside than actually inside. Okay, so what happened outside? For one thing, let's talk about Master P. So as a video of Master P necessarily looked pissed. That looks, he looks upset. Somebody was basically recording him, and he was basically saying how messed up the way BT treated Prodigy prior to his death. And sources say, not sources, but they actually pay homage to Prodigy at the awards show. But for Master P, it's like that's necessarily effed up for BET to now want to give Prodigy his flowers, but didn't give his flowers when he was alive, and he meant by that, and he showed examples of they wouldn't let, according to him, they didn't let Prodigy inside. He never had a pass to go inside and stuff like that, and and he felt like he was never accepted to be in the actual award show and stuff like that, which he felt like to him that's effed up. And for them BET to now be like, we just want to honor Prodigy for his contribution to the game, to what he inspired, to what he inspired or who he inspired and all that. For Master P, he felt like it's fake. And from the outside looking in, that is fake. And I necessarily agree with Master P. From seeing that perspective, from that perspective, I necessarily think that is fake. I think it is fake if somebody necessarily doesn't want to F with somebody, but as soon as that he or she dies, and then y'all want to come back and be like, oh yeah, he was an amazing person, he was a great person, but yet you exile him prior to that. And I don't think that necessarily is cool. Now, I don't know if Master P is telling the truth or not, but then again, I'm not doubting Master P. He's the GOAT, so what he got to lie for? But if from hearing that and from hearing what Master P said, I think that's necessarily it's fucked up. I think that is necessarily fucked up. And it's not right for anybody to pay homage to a person's pay homage to a person not until their death, and now you necessarily feel guilty. It's like that. It's like this. It's like a person friend is a friend with a person, and say they're having a fallout. Once they fall out, and that person necessarily pass away because they haven't spoken in years, what does the other person feel? He not only feel like crap, but he also feel guilty because he did not, like quote unquote reconcile his friend, and for him necessarily to just do that to his friend, just ignore him and don't give a saying F him, whatever. He can I just don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna live my life. He could do him and I could do me. And then when he dies, it's like, wow, man. Now I think about it, what I did was just fucked up, and he didn't deserve that shit. And that was my friend. And now he or she is gone in this earth, and now I'm gonna feel guilty because I never reconciled to the person that necessarily was my friend. It's like that perspective as well. So yeah, I feel like Master P really had every right to say what he said. And from BET, if if the BET, if really BET did that to Prodigy, I think that was necessarily messed up. I really think that's messed up. I really think that messed up, man. I really think that is, I really think that is, and I have the reason, and the reason why I have is like that's fucked up to me. Mostly because not only because it's really fucked up. It's like I've seen that before. And let's see if I want to take a example. Let me go to the quote unquote wrestling side. When female wrestler China, for example. Now, China was at the prime of her career, actually winning women's championships, is actually being the first woman to ever to win that Intercontinental Championship, a male title at that. And she had memorable moments, she had fond memories, and the WWE exiled her for so many years, and now be like, yeah, we thank China for her contributions and stuff like that, and what she did for the business and who she inspired, and et cetera, et cetera. It wasn't to her death until they was like, okay, we'll give her credit. We give her credit. Make it a better example. Macho Man Randy Savage. Macho Man Randy Savage hasn't spoke to Vince, hasn't spoke to anybody prior to WWE for so many years, because he was exiled, and there has been rumors of reason why he was really exiled, but I'm not gonna really get to it. But this is one of the most charismatic and most beloved guys in the world, and to see that he had to die, and for WWE to be like, yeah, we need to give homage to him. I mean, you need to pay him respect because he inspired a lot of people. That necessarily he's messed up, man. I'm not really cool with that. So again, if I think that is messed up for BET to do that. If they did that, not saying they did, not saying they didn't either, but if they did that, that's kind of messed up. So I'm with Master P on that. I really with them on that. Okay, so the other two things I would say I'm going to necessarily talk about. This is probably going to be a very short podcast, but I'll say let me start with this incident. So let's talk about Complex. Now, Complex has a show called Everyday Struggle, and I think everybody knows this by now because shoot, the way Joe Budden academics go at it sometimes is funny. Now this week, or this past Sunday or yesterday, Joe Budden academics, Nadeska Alexa, forgive me if I messed up that name, but I think I got it right. Was interviewing many people as they can for their show called Power Struggle. So it ended with but before it ended, they brought Migos, who was like the second to last person they interviewed. Now, Joe Budden mostly had no problem interviewing anybody else and everybody else. He did not have a problem with anybody and everybody. But as soon as the Migos came in, casual, they got their little Versace, I hope Versace, but, designer button shirt, definitely for sure, designer button shirt. Came in, they asked him for an interview. They said for sure. So they, got on the little chairs and stuff like that, and they was necessarily about to get interviewed. So they said, oh, okay. The desk was like, oh, yo, okay. So we got, Migos in the building, how y'all doing? It's like, okay, we good, we straight, whatever. Then, academics was actually asking the questions about Migos, because I believe he's actually is a fan of Migos, but I don't think Joe Budden was, because Joe Budden was mad quiet the entire 2 minutes of the interview. I give it a 2 minutes towards the interview. in the interview, and basically just it was a normal interview. But I mean, one of the things that stand out was, I think, other than that, what happened was Academics had to say what so many times because he couldn't understand what Takeoff was saying. So I think he was saying, I think Ack was asking him like, "Hey, I don't think you really rapped in on Bad and Bougie. I feel like y'all I feel like y'all three is living off of Bad and Bougie." And then Takeoff said, "Well, do you look?" He said, "Do you do it look like I'm living off of Bad and Bougie?" And Act like, "What? You think I look like off of Bad and Bougie?" He's like, "What?" He said, "No." Do it look like I'm living off of Bad and Bougie? He said, no, not at all. I'm just saying that once he went to jail, came back, and what happened, that's y'all, doing y'all thing." That's when Joe Budden was like, "Okay, well, we gonna have to wrap it up." And Ack was like caught off guard. I see his face, like he can caught off guard, like, because he in his mind was like, "Why you want to cut this off? He's only been here for a minute." But okay. So he's like, "Okay, yeah, let's just wrap it up. Let's go ahead and go. And the Deska was like, and the Deska was dead quiet, mostly because she didn't know what to freaking do, because it's not what she necessarily used to, so it's not her fault. It's not necessarily she knows about what to do and how to do it or whatever. So it's not her fault by any means. So shout out to Nadeska. So she kept her space and she minded her business. So then that's when Academics was like, okay, yeah, that's when Academics like, okay, well, we thank the Migos for for being here. I wish I could interview you a little bit longer. And that's when you see Joe Budden get up, dropped his mic, shrugged his shoulders as he walked away. As soon as they see that, all you see was the Migos got up and basically was saying like, "What's up? You got a problem? What's up?" And that's when the whole swarm of dudes, I think most of them was Migos team, was trying to charge up on Joe Budden. And Academics, I think he was the only person was caught in the middle, trying to separate the Migos team and Joe Budden. It's like, whoa, chill, okay, go, chill. And that's how necessarily ended. That's how necessarily the interview ended. Then he just popped up. He said, "And Joe Budden, you'll never know who you see," and all that stuff. So now, when you look at it, I can necessarily look at it, and I can say, in my humble opinion, that Joe Budden mad disrespected the Migos. I don't know what was his issue with the Migos. I don't know what was his problem with the Migos, but if I was to guess, I think it was most likely was because that for, Joe Budden, he really doesn't care for the Migos as artists, which is fine. Because for me, I don't care for the Migos as artists, but at least have the decency and the respect for the Migos, which means don't be for Joe Budden. Like, he didn't have really the right to be necessarily disrespectful towards the Migos, because at the end of the day, the Migos didn't do shit to him at all. The Meek Mill, I keep saying Meek Mill. The Migos didn't do shit to him, never said anything bad about him, nothing at all. And for him, let's say wrap it up, and you see Offset's face was like looking at Joe Budden's side eye. I'm like, okay, basically his look was like, okay, dude, what's your problem? And for them, I can see, I don't necessarily see, I can see why, Migos had a problem with it. And he ended up saying, "Oh no, not DJ Drama," but Joe Budden like, "Oh no, it was just, it was no beef, it's no drama at all." Like, dude, you early in with it, told him, "Let's wrap it up." 2 minutes during the interview, and then when they said, when Ack said, "Okay, we thank you. We wish we could interview longer," you just literally got up, dropped the mic, and walk away. And you shrug your shoulders like, no, like I don't care. I'm like, it's obviously to me you got a problem with the Migos, and I feel like that's kind of messed up, and that's really disrespectful from Joe Budden's part, man. Like he has no right to be that disrespectful towards him. It's one thing for not caring person as an artist, but it is another thing for you to be disrespectful towards that artist. Me, even though I don't care for the Migos, but I never would disrespect them. I mean, I got respect for them because at the end of the day, they making music, they making money, they got a fan base. People fuck with them. People like their songs. People like their chain. People like their lifestyle, and that's fucking cool. And I'm never gonna necessarily this is why I got disrespect the Migos for me. Like why I got disrespect Migos for it. They didn't do shit to me. They don't know me. I don't know them. So why I necessarily do that? And for Joe to do that, it's just like, dude, you got a problem with them. Not because you necessarily do not like them as an artist, but if you don't like them personally, then definitely that doesn't really make any sense. Because again, do y'all had any type of altercation? Do y'all even have a verbal argument? But for you to claim there was no drama, but the way you acted towards them, it's necessarily sound like you did have a problem with them. So that's why they got up, and it seems like, okay, well, like, dude, you like, what's good, bro? Like, what's good? You got a problem? You know? So I can definitely side with Migos on this thing. I can side with Migos. I side with Migos on this thing. Now, the other incident, or the last incident I'm going to talk about was Migos again. Because not only Migos had an altercation with Joe Budden, but it had an altercation with Chris Brown too. Now, we don't know what started it. The only source I heard, I think this was like actually from the Shade Room. If y'all don't know Shade Room, check out the Shade Room on Instagram. They really dope. The Shade Room actually saying one of Chris Brown's team shoved Quavo, which popped off Quavo, Offset, and Take off to charge up at Chris Brown. And as you can see the video, you can see the Migos team was trying to charge up on Chris and his team, while you see Chris Brown like legally leaning against his car, waiting to leave, to get in his car and just dip. And I don't know what's going on with that. But most people automatically assume that it's about Carucci, and we don't know that. But it won't be surprised if that's what it's about. I mean, let's look at it. Chris Brown and Carucci been dating for years. Things didn't freaking work out. She ended up dating. She ended up now dating, or allegedly dating, with Quavo, which Chris Brown at the time thought that was his friend, and now him getting hit with this 5-year restraining order and then passing up the Migos. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's on Chris Brown's mind. And I don't know if he had anything to do with it, knowing that he was just on the side, just rolling his keys and stuff like that. And then if you see from behind, it looked like a security guard, because he wore all black. I'm like, dude, you're a security guard and you're not even doing your freaking job. He better not be a security guard. I'm like, dude, come on, man. Your duty is to just resolve the situation, and your duty is to protect, not necessarily post this shit. He saw that opportunity, he took it. So I'm like, come on, man. But from his angle, you can see Chris Brown still leaning. They trying to charge up on him, and I think some fan was trying to take a picture like, "Hey, what's up?" Oh, and then Chris Brown kind of shoved him away, and as he's getting in his car. So I don't know what's that about. I don't know what was the purpose of that. I don't know what's going on with that. So that's also the second incident Migos had to go through. Migos went through was first with Joe Budden, and then the next was Chris Brown. So, wow, I don't know really what to say. I don't really know what to say, man. Either Migos are not being liked, or they are just savages and just like don't give a fuck. So, but that's what the second incident happened. But other than that, I mean, that's really pretty much it. I guess the most talked about performance, I would say they said Tamar Braxton killed it. I think they said she had the performance of the night, which I saw snippets of it, and then it looks like from the video I saw and the snippet I saw, it looked like she was really giving her all in the song. Don't know what she was singing, but it looked like she was giving her all in the song. And other than that, the highlight of the night was Remy Ma winning for best female hip hop artist. I forgot who the nominees was. It was Remy Ma, Nicki Minaj, Young M.A., Missy Elliott, and Cardi B. I think I said it. Yeah, I think I said it right. Out of those, after Remy Ma won, I think the Barbs had a problem, and then they got necessarily upset that Nicki did not win, and all. But here's my take. On that. Now, I don't see why the Barbs would get upset. There's no reason the Barbs to get upset, because you know why? Nicki Minaj is not upset. She's good. She's chilling. She worrying about attending to this first annual NBA awards that's happening later today. I think for her, if I'm thinking, this is just thinking, if I was to think what was Nicki Minaj's reaction of seeing Remy Ma winning that award, she had to be like what, like shrugging her shoulders, like, nigga, okay, good for her. I won like 5 of them shits in a row. I'm good. I'm good. Like that award didn't hurt me, and that award is not gonna hurt me. I won 5 of them shits in the world in the row. So what I got to be upset for? And for the Barbie, you shouldn't be upset at all. Like, look at this. Like, Nicki Minaj won it back to back over years and years and years and years and years. And now for that one artist to necessarily break that streak, and it so happened to be Remy Ma, y'all don't necessarily want to get upset. Guys, it's not that crucial. It is not that crucial, guys. It's an award that she won multiple times. You should not be losing sleep over Remy Ma winning an award. Let her have it, man. Just let her have it. Not say I'm a Nicki Minaj fan at all, but to looking outside and looking in, I mean, Nicki don't give 2 cents if Remy Ma won the award. It's just like, okay, clap. Good for you. I won 5 of them shits. Like, moving on. That's what I see. That's what I see from her perspective, from Nicki's perspective. If I was Nicki, I would see that. Dag. Okay, good for her. Give her. Great. Yeah, give her. Yeah, good job. Yeah, I won 5 of them things. Yeah, I'm good. You got it. Yeah, that's what I see that is. And Remy Ma, I mean, yeah, let Remy Ma have a moment. Let her get her shine on. So shout out to Remy Ma winning that award. It was really between those two to begin with. There's no shade to Missy Elliott, because she is the freaking GOAT. She is the freaking GOAT. I don't care what nobody says. She is the freaking GOAT. But I mean, it was really the big talk about who would win it out of Nicki or Remy Ma, because that's what it was going to be between, But I digress. But shout out to all the winners. I don't know all the winners. Shout out to Chance the Rapper for winning the humanitarian award. Shout out to Kendrick for winning the best female hip hop male hip hop artist. Again, I'm not surprised. I would say it was going to be between Chance and Kendrick. That was really going to be between. But yeah, shout out to all the award winners. Shout out to Solange. She won an award too, so I'm happy for her. Shout out to everybody, man. And shout out to the Migos. They won for best group, I think. that was pretty predictable. That was a pretty predictable award. Like who else you gonna give it to? So shout out to Migos too. They walked off with a BET award too. So other than that, that's what pretty much happened. Now I don't. I want to say this had to be the most craziest BET award to for everybody to attend to, because there was so much stuff happened outside the award show. It's I don't think any other incident topped it in previous years. So, but that's my take on the BET award, the BET aftermath or prior to award. I can't say how I felt about the award show, knowing that I did not watch it. But that's my initial thoughts on the incidents, what transpired, whose side I take, and all that jazz. So yeah, so that's ends this episode of the J.Burnside show. Not to say I don't know my own show. I'm balancing out between my show and the Light Ignorance podcast. Y'all pray for me. I don't know. We're gonna get Davion this week. I'm gonna try to get him on. He's hella busy and his schedule is very fucking hectic. So that's why I'm not gonna stop, put my opinion, put my thoughts on certain topics and subjects and stuff like that, because I still love what I say, what I do. Not everything I say is right. Sometimes I don't have to get called on my bullshit. But that's my thoughts, and as long as people respect it, and as long as the people respect it, I respect yours. But again, that's ends it for another edition or another episode of the J. Burnside Show. Make sure you check me out every week, because you may never know what you might get, because you might get the J. Burnside Show, or you might get the Light Ignorance podcast. If you listen to the SoundCloud, check us out on YouTube. If you listen to us on YouTube, check us out on SoundCloud. So I thank y'all. I love y'all. I fuck with y'all. Until next week, or maybe later this week. Peace out.